guys, how's it going? Kurt Capper here, and just wanted to bring another update to the four names that we talked about 2 weeks ago now, and follow up, like I said, and discuss how things played out. Did they play out in line with the expectations? Did they not? And if not, what new information do we now have? So before we get to those names, take a quick look here at the market, and what we see here is the Qs have been showing relative weakness, and we'll look here at the S&P in just a moment to put that in context. But the Qs have been showing weakness here. Last couple days they've been making a push back up towards these prior highs around 146, and we'll have to see if they can get through this area. But tech in general has been a source of weakness in what's been an overall and otherwise strong market environment. So if the market is going to see full participation, we're going to need the Qs to get through this 146 area. And if that happens, we'll then start to see much more participation across the board. But that's not to suggest we haven't had a good amount of strength recently. If you look here at the S&P, you can see that it's been pushing up, and it did take a little while to get going, but over the last couple days here, it's come up to the top of this 250 range, held yesterday, closed really strong up near the high of the day, and that suggested that the breakout was likely for today's action, and true enough, that is exactly what's gone on. So we've seen now the S&P breaking. We'll see how we close here. We definitely want it to hold in this upper area. We don't want to see it tail off and close weak, but this is very positive. And you've also got the Russell, which has been extremely positive over the last couple days. So again, that gives us the ability to then say the Qs have been showing relative weakness because they have failed to break out, they haven't held up well, etc. So with that background, let's look at the names that we were discussing, like I said, about 2 weeks ago in a prior post. Tesla being the first one, and Tesla was setting up nicely. It looked like it was getting ready to move higher. It just needed to clear this prior high range, which it tried to do, but then closed with a bit of a tail there and then started pulling back in. So it never really got the strength that we were looking for. But if it can hold this area here of support, which it's trying to do, and recover, the longer term picture is still one of strength. It does still suggest maybe this can move higher, but it's certainly not what it was when we first discussed it. That being said, it is now on support, so it might actually be a name to watch for a bounce here next week, especially if the Qs do show strength. So, like I said, keep it on the radar if nothing else. Next, we had Caterpillar, and this one, we talked about back here on this day, Friday, before it gapped higher the following day. So, ended up following through in line with the expectations. If you were able to get involved, it's been just kind of chopping around sideways here, digesting the gap. Looks like it may be getting ready to move higher once again. 126 is going to be that whole number that you want to see cleared to the upside. If it can do that, should then proceed higher. But this one has followed through nicely just based on the trend. Next, Coors, right? We talked about Coors as it started moving up here. This one we had said looked good as well for, if nothing else, a retest of this prior high. And then again, on Monday, after we had flagged it, it opened pretty neutral, didn't do a whole lot. Then on Tuesday, got an upgrade, followed through higher. Then again, you see here, consolidated before pushing higher. So this one, if you were able to get involved with it from where we had mentioned, is up quite nicely and continues to look very healthy for the near term. It looks like this can continue to push higher, so I think this is still one that you can keep on the radar for a move up towards 50 bucks, and then we'll see what it does from there. And then the final name to mention here is Target. This one here had pushed up above the 200 MA, was sitting on top of it here, but then came back in, as you can see. Overall, however, it's been holding up well, still consolidating bullishly, and after the bottoming tail earlier this week, it reestablished or reconfirmed the demand here. So this is one that really hasn't followed through higher in the way that we would have expected, but it still has been acting well and looks like it could be getting ready for a move higher next week. So I don't think that this is one to just forget about. If anything, I think it's one that's getting ready to make that push through 60 and a quarter on its way into, if we look further back, into this large unfilled gap area. So it's definitely got room up towards 64 and above. So definitely want to keep an eye on this target, as it seems like it's maybe tried to put some traders to sleep here over the last couple weeks, but I believe it's getting ready to wake up. So watch this one into next week and the weeks to come. All right. So that's it here for today. Hope you guys are having a great day, having a great week, and honestly having a great month, because this is the last trading day of the month. So I hope it's been a great one for you. If not, you just reset, get ready for a new month, new opportunity, and we'll be with you here every step of the way. Until next time, take care. Talk to you soon.